So, how's it going, guys? It is Thompson, or Randomania11, and I am back at last. I know that it's been a while, it's been like 2 months or something since I last brought you guys a video back in the start of the new year or something around there. But anyway, we are back, and over that time, I kind of had a bit of think. I had a bit of a think already starting off the video, and I can't speak English. Had a bit of a think about what I want this channel to do. You know, my family was here, I couldn't do a lot of recording, but I was watching a lot of other people's videos, following a couple of new people, getting into seeing how people do their channels and run it, and ideas and everything from them. And what I wanted to kind of focus on was, I don't know, get back into the core side of battling. So, a new thing that I thought that I'd start up the new, start re-recording and everything, would be a road to top 100. Try and get to the top 100 in the OU ladder. Now, OU ladder's only just started back up after the Mega Metagross testing, so we are at the start. We are at 1,000 points, which is the base point for where you start off on the ladder. So, the team that I've got for the starting off of this series is probably one of my favourite teams that I have made ever, I'd have to say. I don't know, it just works really well with my playstyle, and I like the way that it synergizes and stuff. It's not the best, it does get wrecked by a couple of things in the current metagame, like Charizard Y is a pain in the ass, Gliscor Landorus Claws are a pain in the ass, but yeah, so looking at it, it's my Regenerator core team. I brought a team like this out right back when I restarted the channel last November or whatever. And, you know, I liked the team back then. It had a Scizor and a Rotom in place of Landorus and Mew here, but it was essentially a U-turn Volt turn team with a Regenerator core chucked in. And it worked really well, I thought, and yeah, so looking right at it, we've got I am Lord Tornadus Therian, and Assault Vest, just kind of standard set, except I'm running it as a hasty nature just because I've got 3 physical moves and 1 special move. I was thinking of chucking a couple of EVs into attack, but I can basically one-shot a Choice Scarf Tyranitar. I've got enough speed to outspeed a Choice Scarf Tyranitar, and I can still basically OHKO it with super power after it's taken a bit of damage from a U-turn or Volt turn. Next up we have Slowbro. Slowborked the Slowbro. Just a mainly physically defensive set. I believe 24 special defense IVs allow me to take 2 Hydro Pumps from Specs Keldeo. Not that it's not seen very often anymore. I've seen more Choice Scarf Keldeo, but there we go. I'm still able to take those. Next up we have the special defense part of our Regenerator core, which is Shiitake, the Amoonguss, just basically max HP, max special defense. Spore, Giga Drain, Clear Smog, because I don't like people setting up in my face, and Hidden Power Fire to hit Ferrothorns and think that they can come in for free. Next up we have a very underrated Mega, in my opinion. You know, at the end of the XY era, when Mega Pinsir was around, people were running Mega Manectric to kind of counter that along with Landorus, and I thought, you know, it's not seen very often, but it seems to work really well in the current metagame. Just a kind of basic set, Thunderbolt, Volt Switch, Dual Stabs, Hidden Power Ice to hit ground types and flying types, sorry, not flying, dragon types and whatever. I have been thinking about running Hidden Power Grass on it, just to hit some water grounds, although there isn't that many. But, you know, we'll see how it goes. And then finally, Overheat, over Flamethrower, just because it is more powerful and whatever. And it hits Ferrothorn, which doesn't like to come in on it. Next up we have Pooptail, one of the new additions to the team. This is just a spread that I got off Smogon because I didn't really know what to run on it. But instead of Superpower, I decided to chuck knockoff on there, I believe. I think that's usually superpower. But Earthquake, basic stab, U-turn, because it allows me to gain momentum. Knockoff, because I like taking things, items off. And Stone Edge, just for a bit of, like, Edgequake coverage. Pretty damn good. Allows me to kill off, like, if this goes down, then I have major problems with Charizards, because or else it can take on both of them. And yeah, it's a pretty, like, I liked the addition to the team. And then finally up, we don't have any way of getting rid of hazards, so I decided to chuck a specially defensive Mew on here. This is kind of just the stall, like the Defog set. Defog obviously gets rid of hazards. I don't have any on my side, so it's not that big of a deal. Will-O-Wisp to cripple physical attackers. Roost to restore a bit of HP, and I've been running Knockoff back. I was playing around with it a bit on the OU Suspect ladder, but I don't know. Thinking of chucking Volt Switch or U-turn onto it, we'll go ahead and we'll leave it with Knockoff for the moment. But that's the team. It worked decently well on the Suspect ladder. I got to about 1500 and then everyone was running Charizard Wise and I declined a heap. But this is the road to the top 100 of OU on the normal ladder, so I'll need to see how we go. This first episode probably will be a bunch of really bad players, considering we are down very low. But we'll need to see how we go. Obviously, I won't be recording every single step to laddering, and alright, not a bad looking team. It's got a Snorlax. That's not very common, and I don't know yet if Metagross is banned, but we'll need to see. So, first thing, I think our best lead, I usually just lead with Landorus, and they decide to lead with a Gothitelle, so not a bad start off. We get to go straight for the U-turn first up. Probably going to be a trick Gothitelle. I don't know, that's usually what Gothitelles are, which means we should... I'm going to go straight into Manectric, just because we're immune to Trick, and it turns out that it's a toxic Gothitelle, of course. But he doesn't have anything for Volt Switch, so we'll go ahead and do that. Probably won't be able to knock it out from there, just because Gothitelle is so specially defensive. But what's he going to go for now? I don't know. We'll go into our Tornadus, easily eating up that Psychic. And we can continue to... We'll just go for the knockoff here. If he wants to bring something else in, that's fine. We easily outspeed it. It had a Focus Band. Right. So you can see what I mean by the fact that we're low ladder. When someone's running a Focus Band Gothitelle. Yep. Can we please get something else good? We have Superpower, bro. Superpower should be able to knock out Biosharp in one hit. I mean, it is 4 times super effective, and we have, like, neutral base 100, yeah? So, that's Biosharp gone. What's he going to bring in next? This has been very entertaining so far, I must say. I mean, first episode in, we've already seen a Focus Band Gothitelle. Whatever. He decides to bring in Talonflame. We do have 2 Intimidators here, or we have Slowbro. Slowbro does counter it pretty damn well. But I think we'll just go into Landorus first, go for a Stone Edge, hopefully hitting it, and it's a special. Okay. We have a special Talonflame with Flamethrower that gets a burn on the first turn. I'm not even going to make any more comments about that. But we are able to take the Talonflame out, even with that burn. And he got a crit. He got a crit burn on the Flamethrower. But, you know, I said that I wasn't going to say anything else, so we'll leave it at that. We're going to our Mew. I mean, we will be able to get a Will-O-Wisp off on this, unless he predicts that. I'll see you guys in the next part. Okay, that one is over and done with. don't... Yeah, that person was severely mistaken with their choice of Pokemon and moves. I mean, they had 3 choice-banded Pokemon. They had a choice-banded Conkeldurr, choice-banded Snorlax, and a choice-banded Metagross. Snorlax was running Rest Talk with Blizzard and Gunk Shot. Metagross was running choice-banded Sludge Bomb, and yeah, I don't really care. But we have a Sand team here, from the looks of it. So let's see. Going to be Sandrush, Excadrill, I don't know, Mega Pidgeot, that's pretty obvious. We'll lead Landorus just because it's the fastest thing we have, prior to Manectric Mega Evolving and whatever. But hopefully this will be a bit more of a normal battle. This person is taking way too long already, so if we can go ahead and get this thing started, and hopefully this will be a better battle. I mean, we've gained 45 points or something on our road to the top 100, and they do indeed lead off with Tyranitar. We're just going to take this opportunity to go for the U-turn, see how it goes. I mean, it's a Tyranitar. That did quite a lot, in my opinion. What would it normally go for? I'm going to say that that's not physically defensive, and goes for the rocks, that's fine. Do they know that these things normally carry superpower? If not, we do outspeed everything else on his team, and... well, I mean, we don't outspeed Excadrill in the sand, but we should do a massive amount of damage to it if he does decide to bring it in. On the superpower, we take this Tyranitar out if he leaves it in. Celebi won't be taking much, we can U-turn out on it anyway. Keldeo, you know, that could be an issue. And Mega Pidgeot we outspeed before it Megas. So that was the Tyranitar down, so there goes your Sand Setter and your Stealth Rocker, so I can defog them away with no problem. But I mean, this is looking a bit more like a normal team. So far, at least. So far. You brought this in, therefore you're probably going to go for a Volt Switch or something, maybe? So, going to go for a U-turn, probably into... I mean, like, if you outspeed me, then obviously you're going to be Choice Scarf. But if you don't, then we're going to go out into our Manectric. Just going to go straight for... No, it's going to go for a Will-O-Wisp. Okay, that's fine. I mean, better we brought this in than Landorus or something. Going to go straight for the Mega, and is he going to bring one of those 2 things in? Probably, so we're going to go for the Overheat, as he does decide to bring in Excadrill, Balloon Excadrill. Is that standard nowadays, or... And that... I'm pretty sure most Excadrill can live an Overheat if my... like, from previous battles that I've had. I mean, is that like some weird mixed with a minus special defense nature or something? Or maybe the ones that I see all the time just have a bit more HP investment. I don't know. But he's lost his Volt turn, his Volt Switch immunity. So now he's going to bring in Rotom Wash. We can just go for a Volt Switch, and Amoonguss counters this pretty much perfectly. So we can go into that. Taking a bit of damage there, but it's fine, it's fine. Eating up that Hydro Pump, 13%, excellent. And the sand is gone, and now what is he going to switch in? Either the Celebi or the Pidgeot. It's going to go for a Volt Switch, but if he brings in one of those 2, will be hitting Celebi super effectively? Not that it's really going to do much. This is an Amoonguss with 0 special attack investment. Actually, we have 4 special attack investment, but, you know, if Celebi comes in, it will be doing neutral. If Pidgeot comes in, it will do 22%, which, I mean, It's good enough. And... right. What can we do to this? We need to get a free switch into our Manectric, because Manectric takes that out one shot, probably one-shots that, does alright to that with Thunderbolt, and Overheat should be dealing a massive amount to that, but wants to take a Hurricane at this point. If we were max invested, what's his name? Tornadus, then we would be able to outspeed it, but we're not, so I guess specially defensive or semi-specially defensive Mew is going to be our best switch. I mean, it will bring this up to full HP, and still bottom of the ladder, and it does turn out to be a Mega Pidgeot, so someone is actually playing correctly. So at this point we will be able to take another one, so that's fine. If we can just get a Will-O-Wisp off, then Mew's just going to be our fodder, so we don't need Mew to do much to it. Knockoff wouldn't do very much to it at all. See, this would be a situation where Volt Switch would slightly come in handy, but, you know, we'll just need to wait and see. So, yeah. So they're going to go for a U-turn. Doesn't have any physical attackers left on his team, so that won't be much of an issue, but we will be getting residual on this Rotom Wash, so that's fine. We'll go ahead and, since he brought this in for us, we may as well get a free Roost off, and keep Mew around for later for sacking off, I guess. Unless he's going to make an MLG double prediction for us to go into a Moonboost when we have no reason to, and they go back into Pidgeot, but, you know, we never know. It's bottom of the ladder, it is a new, well, it's a new ladder, so could find good players sticking around down here somewhere. And so they just go for the Pain Split. We'll go ahead and knock off, and while we're here, we may as well get a Defog off. Completely forgetting about Defog. I mean, it doesn't really do much to our team, but it is still slightly annoying. And 27.5%, that's more... I don't know, that might just be standard damage, so... going for the Hydro Pump, and... he'll probably think that we're going to go for a Roost here, so we'll go for the knockoff. It won't be doing as much to it, obviously, because it's got its item removed already. But, you know, if we... okay, he brings in Celebi. That's more than fine. We get its leftovers off. I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that. If that's the case, then we go for another Roost. And now we're just stalling you out with our Mew. So, and as it turns out to be Nasty Plot Celebi, with very little speed investment, because we aren't max speed Mew. So, knockoff did 40%, therefore now we'll be doing, what, 2/3 of that, so it'll be doing 28-ish%, 26-ish%, 27, there we go, close enough. And now what are you going to do? Try and back and pass out into Keldeo? Probably. That's what I would do. No, you're going to go into Pidgeot. That's fine. Because we have, okay, a crit Hurricane at +2 probably doesn't matter at all. We do have our Mega Manectric. It outspeeds, it should one-shot. I mean, there's not much else to say about that. Rotom doesn't want to take a hit from 45% plus burn. Celebi could have taken the hit, then I would have just overheated. So, I don't know, it looks like our game at this point. I don't know. If Keldeo is Scarfed, then we can deal with it. I don't know, we may as well just Volt Switch here, get to see if it's Scarfed. If it's not, then we can assume that it's Expert Belt or Specs. In which case, wow, that did a lot of damage. we can just go into our mushroom here. Fire off... Ooh, I've got new animations. Haven't actually noticed that before. We can just fire off a clear smog here. Will we fire off clear smog? Yes, because I think Celeby's going to be the one coming in. Or he's just going to sack this, and then we can just go from there. I mean, why would you go for Secret Sword? Okay, they forfeited, so... Oh, come on. Give me my points. There we go. So we'll go ahead and look for another one, and this will probably be the last part of this first episode. After this, I may ladder up to 1200 or something for the next part, and we'll see how we go from there. But this person has Belly Drum Slurpuff, they've got Victini, they've got Salamence, they've got Thunderous, they've got Slowbro, and they've got that. Knockoff deals massive damage to them. They have... yeah, so Knockoff looks good. What else? I mean, Tornadus can do pretty well against most of his team. But we'll go ahead and lead off with Pooptail Landorus. Also, shout out to Frank Trode and everything for the awesome nickname for Landorus. I mean, there's not much better nicknames for it out there. But Thunderous, and he's running a Choice Scarf Thunderous. New meta. So we lose our Landorus first turn, and we'll go ahead and Mega, and nothing on his team resists Electric, so we're free to just fire off Thunderbolts, I guess. As he decides to bring in Slurpuff, Thunderbolt will bring you down to a point where your Citrus Berry activates. I don't really give a shit, you're at -1, and you probably were going to go for a Belly Drum, because you're a bad player. Actually, I don't know that you're a bad player, I can just assume. You bring this back in. Thunderbolt's neutral does 135 with Stab. Hidden Power does 120 with Super Effective. We go for Thunderbolt. You have Sludge Bomb Thunderous. Yep, you're a bad player. I'm not even going to question it anymore, because we're going to take out your Choice Scarf Thunderous. And with that, we can go into our own Tornadus. So, you decide to bring in Salamence. You are probably going to go for a Dragon Dance or something, and can we please hit a Hurricane? Yes, we can. And we get Confusion. Not that we need it, because it's a Citrus Berry Salamence. Yep. Bottom ladder, guys. And we miss, and he gets Confusion. Doesn't really matter. Confusion ended, he goes for Dragon Claw. Cool. We miss another Dragon Claw. Miss another Hurricane. What do we need this? This could be useful for Espeon, useful for Slowbro. We'll go ahead and switch out into our own Slowbro. Dragon Claw does shit all, thank you very much. And we'll go ahead and hit it up with a Thunder Wave. As he brings in Victini, that's cool. You're paralyzed. I don't give a shit. We can go for Scald. That's going to bring you down to half. Holy shit. And Bolt Strike does a shit ton, and you get power on us. Of course. It's got, what, 10%? Wait, we can just do... Bolt Strike. 20% power. Okay, I apologize. So it's more than a Thunderbolt. Here we just go for Knockoff. You bring in Espeon, we knock off you lose your Life Orb, you're running Life Orb Espeon, not questioning it anymore, Psychic does shit all, and now we're back to a point where you can bring in your Slowbro or your Salamence. You bring your Salamence, that's fine, we Will-O-Wisp, noob players, that's cool. I mean, like, I'm not claiming to be the best player, I'm not. I know that for sure. But I mean, when you're running some of this stuff. It's like aerial ace elements. Yeah. Dragon Dance, that's fun. Knockoff plus burn, we get a crit, that doesn't matter. Knockoff plus burn will take you out anyway. Now you can bring in Victini. We go for knockoff. That'll get rid of... No, it won't get rid of you. Choice banded, and you're parried. That parry probably wouldn't have mattered. Who am I kidding? And now he's down to Slowbro, which... I mean, we have knockoff on this, we have knockoff U-turn on Tornadus, and we have Spore and Giga Drain on Amoonguss. And we still have... Do we still have Manectric? Yes, we do. 13%. Because the Mega Sprites don't show up for some reason. I don't know. There's not much he can do. I mean, pretty solid 5-0 to finish off the episode. So, if this person... I mean, you have one Pokemon left. It doesn't take this long to click on a Slowbro. I mean, come on. Yeah, come on. I don't know. Why do people insist on being absolute pain in the asses? I don't know, I was searching for something to say there, but that's all that I could come up with. Creative, I know. And now look, because of your stalling, you're making me ramble, and this is just going to lead on from here. So, you know, people like this make the start of Road to Top 100 a pain in the ass. I should have started off from like 1200 or something, so that at least people would have laddered. But you know, we've won 2 out of 2 games so far. If we can make it 3, that'll be very nice. And come on. Yes, I know I have a very noisy keyboard. It's a really old one and shit, but it works, which I mean is all that matters at the moment. So, sorry if that was really noisy and whatever, but that's that. And this person's just going to sort me out with the time. You know, this is going to be one of those people that try and make you leave your game when you think that you've won and press it at the last second. That's cool. I'm going to win anyway. You're just going to make this a hell of a lot more boring for yourself. And there we go. So we won 3 out of 3. We're currently sitting at 11-14, so, I mean, the ladder's only been out for, like, 24 hours or something. So, oh, wow. 1800. So, where do we need to try and get to for top 100? Top 100 is 1640. So there it is, guys. That was the first part of our road to top 100. We need to try and make it to the 1600, sitting at 1114, like I just said. So it's going to be a long road. Going to be an interesting road, that's for sure. Hopefully I learn a bit more about the tier. Hopefully you guys get to see some entertaining battles. And I look forward to seeing you guys all in the next episode. This has been Randomania11, signing off.